all to Let's Get It, where we attack today's local or national hottest sports topics. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, and let's get after it.
Good morning, Let's Get It fans. We are right on time this morning. There we go. How are you this morning? I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, along with your co-host and producer, Jason Bryce, and of course, Marcus Bullock. Coming to you this morning. Jay, are you okay? I know we had some issues this morning with the mic to start a little bit, but you put the mic in place and let it know.
I did.
I did.
I appreciate that.
That's okay. It's okay. We're happy to come to you this morning, rising and shining, talk a little football, talk a little basketball, get into some other topics. But as always, before we get started, we're going to check in with everyone. Coach, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. All's good. Basketball season's in full flow, so it's that time of year, so all's good.
Oh yeah. So how many practices in are you guys so far?
Monday through Saturday. So what's that? 6? 6, yeah.
All right, that's the magic number from what I understand.
Yeah.
The magic number. And Jay, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty well. A little early, but we're here in the building and just ready to talk some sports. And I was reading something early this morning too. That's a little interesting too. I'm not sure if we're going to touch on it or not, but it's like the whole this whole Jerry Jones thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I not really, didn't really know much about it, but found it kind of interesting what I was reading this morning. So just looking forward to a good show and doing well. Just doing well, man.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we can get it. We can definitely get into that. So I think a lot of people have heard about the Jerry Jones situation and the way that it's come out that it was way back when he was 15, 16 years old. He was seen protesting outside the school where he was at when African-American children were coming in to try to get education there. And it was brought about up. And obviously right now we've had a lot of, unrest over the last few years. Obviously the Kyrie Irving thing was a big issue and put out there, and they put him out and in the spotlight for everything that he was doing. But Jay, what did you read? What are your thoughts right now on that and what you read?
Well, I thought what LeBron and what Stephen A. said, I thought that was pretty on point. Just like how come, I think LeBron was questioning like how come he's not being asked about that situation. And I think that's a fair question. But the only thing is that the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the plight or what certain minority groups have to go through. And it's, the media is something else. And I'm just saying in general, the media is something else. People, are going to want to report on what they feel is newsworthy or whatever. But then now are you looking deep into the perspectives of who is the media and what they deem to be newsworthy? So that's what it comes down to. And it's just unfortunate, to be honest with you. It's unfortunate, but nothing out the ordinary. I just thought it was very interesting, though, because I haven't really heard the backlash from Jerry Jones about the whole Jerry Jones situation as opposed to what I've heard from Kyrie. I don't know. I don't think the energy's been the same.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? So that's a little, disappointing, but not surprising.
Yeah, and then the way that LeBron addressed it, I think, was like the perfect way to do it. Mm-hmm. He said it. He didn't take any questions about it. Said his piece, let it be out there. I usually don't support Stephen A. Smith. Usually I think he's just a character. I like his approaches sometimes, but his approach to that whole situation and how he addressed it, I applauded him. Because he's always, been, jumping on the Cowboys, but changed up the tune and addressed it, with the platform that he has. Coach, what are your thoughts on it?
No, I agree with what Jay said. It's interesting. We certain things get brought to light, certain things don't. We emphasize certain things get kind of swept under the rug. I think the situation itself, like if you actually look into it, I don't know if I would blast Jerry Jones for the situation if you look at the picture and all that stuff. But even bigger than that, like nobody's even talking about it. Like I didn't even really know about it until LeBron said something about it.
Right.
It's my point. Like I was like, I heard there's this picture. I never even saw the picture. Then when LeBron looked it up, I went into a look for it myself. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. Like, but so I mean, it's just interesting that hasn't been, just put out there. Like, but like you said, we know why, we know what it is.
It's interesting. I haven't seen the picture though. That's I got to watch it now. I got to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like the picture. I mean, from my view, it's like, oh, okay, I got it. Okay, it's however many years ago. He was 15 years old. Okay, I see. But like, I don't know. I didn't. It's interesting that the picture's not everywhere. Why is the picture not being shown? Why?
Right.
Why do I have to go? Why do I have to go search for the picture to try to find it? Like, so
Yeah, and even the main news stories, main news stations, they haven't blasted as much.
Well, the thing about it is that it was it's interesting though, because it was an article by the Washington Post, right? And they said that, I think the title was, Jerry Jones helped transform the NFL except when it comes to race. And I just read something that was a little interesting. I mean, I don't think he's never hired an African-American coach.
No.
right.
Yeah, I thought that was a little interesting. It's just a little, I was watching this comedy show, right? This comedy dude. I don't know, y'all got Hulu and HBO Max or whatever. This guy named, we thought he was kind of corny at first. His name is Little Rel Howery. Okay, I thought it was kind of corny at first because he had like a comedy special, and it was kind of in like it was in like a high school, it was in a high school gymnasium. You know what I'm saying? So of course, when you see a comedy show in a high school gymnasium, you're like, oh, okay, nah, this is, not that he can't be funny, but you're at a high school gymnasium. You know what I'm saying? But I saw his next special, which was a little bigger and a lot livelier. And he he talked about I just lost my point. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys. What was I talking about?
You were talking about Jerry Jones. I hired a black coach, and you said you watched this comedy special.
Little Rel Faree in the gymnasium.
Little for real. It's Little Rel Howery.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay.
Right, but why was I trying to make that point? I don't know. It'll come back to me. It's early. It's early. I got to. Oh wow!
Did Tim Hortons? I see Tim Hortons didn't do you this morning.
No. It felt cold in the house. I said it must be cold outside, but it's not that bad though. But why was I making that point? I can't remember. It'll come back to me.
It's okay.
It'll come back to me.
I got you. It's okay.
It's just that it's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, he was making a joke. And he was talking about, I guess at one point, there was a pastor that had got robbed online. I'm not sure. I think he might have been in Brooklyn or something. He got robbed online. See, he's coming back now. He got robbed online. He flashing the money, he got robbed, right? And people were talking about, oh my God, how you got robbed, how you this and that. But then as he started to read a little further, he was like, he started to find out that dude had like he had a storefront church with a Rolls Royce. And he's like, wait a minute, something's not adding up. So I'm saying that to say that, you know what, listen, Jerry Jones, you could say, okay, I'm not racist, but you haven't hired any African-American coaches. You haven't this, that, and the third. So, I think sometimes, could it be coincidental? Maybe, or is it strategic? And I think that's where the line is drawn: strategic or coincidental.
That is a fine line. I will say I think that it is strategic with Jerry. I mean, he's and he'll. I'm going to say what I would think is that he'll tell you, I've had plenty of black athletes. Our quarterback is black. We've had plenty of great athletes. One of our all-time players was African-American. And that's where he'll sit there and try to justify that he's done his part and that his organization has nothing to do with that. But like you said, at the end of the day, when it comes to that head coaching position, there has not been an African-American coach. And their coaches have been along the lines of the same type of coach over the years. So... No, because you had Barry Switzer, you had Jerry Jones, not Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson. Then you had Mike McCarthy. So I know I'm missing one.
Garrett.
Jason Garrett. Thank you.
Which was I think was really kind of shined some light on things was just him in the handling of Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, I don't think he was a good coach for the Cowboys. I think he sucked. You know what I'm saying? I remember my boy Charles was like, yo, he's a leader. Until towards the end, it was like, yo, he sucks too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think that, you know, I mean, something, yeah, sure. Could it be coincidental? Possibly. But I don't know. But let me ask you, if there was a KKK rally and I was 15 years old, yeah, I'm not like coming in the crowd trying to see what's going on, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out of there. So I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, he says, oh, I was just curious. You know, I was a 15-year-old kid many
Did you look at the picture yet?
I did.
Okay.
And he's just standing.
Yeah.
He's an observer. But then is there a fine line between observing?
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
there is in.
If there's a KKK rally, I'm not observing. I'm not going to just sit there. Oh, let me just observe. I'm just I'm out of here.
I'm not defending this at all, but I mean that's two totally different things.
It's okay.
That's harsh.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
harsh.
In this situation,
Very
that's good.
extreme.
I said I'm not taking him out and saying that he's not partially guilty. In that time period, I think it was he's outside his school. And he, you know, and
he's definitely supporting what's happening. Like, I'm not saying
that's the
I'm
main
not saying
thing.
he's just sitting there watching.
Right, that's the narrative.
But-
That's the thing. That's the thing. I think that's the hidden communication.
Yeah, and I
watching
mean,
you're supporting it
yeah,
to a certain extent.
you are. I mean, you know, and you're old enough at that point. I know that, you know, in the society that he was in, you know, this is what the norm is, son.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but you still can make your own decision at 15, 16 years old. Like, this is right or wrong.
Now, I think if he was one of those two in the picture that are front and center, I think the one has like a cigarette in his mouth or something with the smile. If he's one of those two, I think it probably does blow up a little more than
Oh, it gets worse.
Then it- yeah.
Right. But I mean, I think that it's like the kid. You know, people say, oh, you know, what he's trying to say is that I was 15 years old. It was many moons ago, whatever. Well, it was a lot of moons ago for a lot of things that other people did.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it still gets highlighted. So I don't know. I don't know and I don't care, like, to be honest with you, like, because Jerry Jones, what he does doesn't affect our bottom line.
Right.
Be different if the team played in North Jersey,
Right.
then I would care, right?
Sure. Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because the taxes and,
Right.
you know, we benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? But they play.
You're locked into what those devils do.
But, well, I mean, you know, I love the revenue that they bring, you know what I'm saying, to our great state of New Jersey. I'm just saying. But Dallas, I don't really care about them. I never really cared for them, never really liked them or whatever. So, but I do think that it's not coincidental. I think that it's strategic. I think a lot of things are strategic, but they hide within the coincidental. Oh, it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's
I agree.
It's strategy.
I agree because, like I said, if it was vice versa, if you know, it would, and every time we've seen that, it gets blown out.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, and I'm going to bring this up because we're talking about this in this realm, and it's kind of similar, even though I'm still scared to really give my viewpoint. It's interesting that Amazon said they're not removing the movie or the literature. And he's Jewish.
Who, Bezos?
Or whoever, there was somebody.
It's a CEO.
Oh, CEO.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I have to look into it. I have to look more into the movie and whatnot, and the material. I mean,
He makes a great point, though. His point was that we support all kinds of literature, whether good, bad, or indifferent. And I'm just layman's terms. That wasn't exact language. You know what I'm saying? His language was different, but he supports all type of literature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could buy a book on the KKK on Amazon.
right. I also think that as the CEO, he has a financial agenda, and he knows that this. I mean, obviously, Amazon gets their business, but any even more added business that comes to Amazon can only benefit them. And it's
I
like,
mean, of course, yeah, I mean, definitely. But I think, you know,
but it is true. You can buy whatever you want.
There's a fine line between, you know, yes, you know, you're going to do what you got to do to be able to make money.
Right.
But then when there's public outcry, that kind of shifts. But he's saying, well, no, I'm still going to make money. So that means he has to stand on something to be able to go against what everybody is possibly saying, even people from his own community and culture. That means he's standing up for what he feels is right, though. Like people have different viewpoints, different ways of looking at things. That's the great world that we live in. But again, I think the point that he made was that, well, people share all kinds of, people have all types of literature and stuff like that. I just think that, because that's what my point was, like, well, wait a minute, how come, if I had to do, we all went to college, we all got degrees and stuff like that. We had to do research papers and stuff like that. I definitely had to do research papers on, I think it was cultural anthropology or whatever, and I had to do some digging and figuring out of cultures and I remember one of the things I had to do was read the Willie Lynch letters. You know what I'm saying? And I could still get that on Amazon. The book by Willie Lynch. Are you familiar with that or no? Okay. So that is pretty much a narrative or instructions on how to handle the Negro. Okay. So
so you were subjected to having uncomfortable literature and literature that.
Nah, I just think that the playing field's got to be equal. I think if it's okay to, and I'm not saying that, I just think that it's just research. It's just research. And you know what? I don't know of any other culture that doesn't know who they are or where they come from, that they've had to research and search for true answers, as opposed to, being known or knowing when you first are birthed, this is what you are, this is who you are, this is where your ancestry is, blah, blah, blah. I've done more digging than I've ever had to do, because when I was a kid growing up, it was like the norm for people to make me feel like I was less than who they were because of how society was, and even when the books that we read. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, people tell me Christopher Columbus discovered America. Thanksgiving was all about the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa and the Maria and the Pilgrims and all that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not the story.
But I'm saying, though, so what's the real truth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you lie to me one time, right? You take one lie to me, I'll forgive you. But everything you say will always be scrutinized and subject to scrutiny, because you've lied. You've lied when you didn't have to, but you lied, and it become untrustworthy. I can't tell you how many times that I think at least people in my culture, my experience, and my history have been lied to about our plight or our place in society. So we're searching for that. And I just think that, when you're searching for that, I think that's all, I really think that's all Kyrie was doing. Searching for it. And if he has a belief in what he believes, he's no different than maybe the person that believes in Scientology. He's no different than anybody that has a different belief. It's just the fact that he's black. And that's a no-no from you. And that's my opinion.
Coach?
I got nothing to add to that.
I was going to say,
nothing more to say to that.
No, it's right on point. And like you said, everyone always looks at it, but at the same time, you're right. And Kyrie has always been an outspoken individual, and
again, let me be clear. That's not to say I agree with whatever he's doing, whatever. I'm just giving from the aerial view. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they're looking for criminals, what do? They matter of fact, in us neighbors in Voorhees or whatever, we heard a helicopter flying around. Why do they put the helicopters in the air? Because they get a different view of things. So I'm not on the ground level. I'm not in Kyrie's head. I'm not in his household, right. Whatever, this and that. So I'm just giving an aerial view of what I think. as this, because he's a young man. He's younger than me. So, I'm saying? So, he's searching for who he is and searching for identity. So, you in order to do that, you have to read different modes of literature, different things. So, I'm sure he's read the Willie Lynch letters. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about even just, I think in the Constitution, how African Americans are just labeled 3/5 of a man. Still don't talk about these things. So it's just, we're talking about history, then, let's really have conversation. But, I just think, so you have something like Jerry Jones, and that's where it was like LeBron's, chance to say something in regards to that, because here's a similar situation where somebody has, kind of being seen not in a good light, and now we're not being questioned about it. It's almost similar to Brett Favre. Oh yeah, stealing the money. You know what I'm saying? So, we still have a ways to go. I guess that's how I'll sum it up. We still have a ways to go, but we'll get there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, just going back to like what you said about the Amazon CEO and his perspective, kind of have to agree with it. If the material's out there, let all the material be out there. Good, bad, and different.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Good, bad, or indifferent, like you said. And it still is like you said, but going back to like with that whole situation with Brett Favre and all the situations that, kind of got swept under the rug and it wasn't, as blown up at a proportion or blown up like this was. Now, I do have to say, because I know we brought it up on the last show about LeBron and the NBA players, and we talked about it. Would you have liked to have seen more from LeBron when it actually happened? Like when the situation?
No, we couldn't. We couldn't.
Right. And
couldn't. Just like I couldn't. Listen, you think I wasn't strategic?
Oh yeah,
my language just a couple.
Oh, I know you were. Oh yeah,
and even still, I'm still like in my head. I'm like, did I say something? I hope I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I know. I mean, you maneuver well.
Right.
You maneuver very well.
I hope I didn't say nothing. I hope I didn't.
No, I don't know.
So
now I can say that.
If I'm having it, if I'm having that anxiety on this low level,
right? Imagine
this is a lower level. We're getting paid for this, and you know what I'm saying. I hope that the masses are not coming after my guidance counselor job, that I do very well or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I said anything that was disrespectful. You can only imagine somebody that's on a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? How strategic they have to be.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, obviously, it's easy for me to say, oh, you didn't say anything that was offensive. But there was plenty of people who will take and manipulate every word. So, well, maybe that's what they meant about this, or maybe he meant that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking with a fellow community member, and we were talking about just some of the local politics and stuff like that, and how some of the rhetoric and some of the differences of opinion is kind of crazy. And I just let them know, from the door, my baseline will always be what purpose is about, what the issues are. I will never participate in the back and forth of that's not going to be me. And I can promise you next year, I will not. You can attack me. You can attack me all you want. But if you attack me, I'm going to fight it with intelligence. That's the only way I'm going to fight that. So please, when you attack, make sure that your intelligence level is up there.
Right.
Because mine is up there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And that's the way things get resolved, right? That's the way that things get concluded, is through conversation and intelligence and working to a solution. Not attacking, I'm attacking and demeaning you. You know what I'm saying? So
well, that's the grown perspective of it. Is I'm going to attack you with intelligence. Now, a lot of people don't really buy into that. Hold
on. Listen, and with that being said, don't forget Bryce 2023.
If you're attacking challenges with intelligence.
It's going to always be intelligence. You're not going to get me. First of all, what if you attack me, I'm telling you right now, I'm not responding. I'll give you the game plan. I'm not responding right away. I'm never going to respond right away. I'm going to pray and ponder over everything I do. But when I respond, it will be the perfect response.
Bryce 2023.
Bryce
Intelligence,
2023.
Integrity, and intuition.
I like that. I like that, actually.
The 3 I's.
Yeah, I had the E formula. This might be the I formula. What's the letter after E? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
I was like, what do you mean?
A, B, C, D, E.
F.
Oh, so F. So if I find something, that'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. But I'm looking for my slogan.
Well, now you're going to know because you got to stop because then you're going to have to be, well, what about G? What about H?
I might keep going, though. That's what I'm saying. That's creative. Yeah, it's all right. You don't have to buy into it.
Okay. I mean, I'll help you with it, but I just think you're going to struggle when you get to like X's and, Y's.
That's the challenge, though. Youthful.
If you get to Y, you won't be youthful. That's gonna be some years from now.
I was going to say, you're going to be up there.
That's true. That's true.
Yearning to something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. But yeah, so that's just I just wanted to touch on
No, definitely. Now, with that said, too, I mean, like I said, when we have those situations that came up and the challenging situations, actually, it's a good segue into the. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What were you segueing into?
I was going to segue into Deion Sanders.
Okay. I heard he's leaving. I heard he's thinking about leaving.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. He has left Jackson State. And, well, he
really did leave?
And he took the job at the University of Colorado.
See, you know what? I was at practice yesterday, and they were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah.
It happened yesterday? Or it happened?
Last night.
Yeah, he officially took the job. After he completed the title game and the perfect season and whatnot.
Because they won, right? They did win. I don't know. How do you feel about it? I'm just curious. I want to know how people feel about it. Because I kind of have a feeling, and I'm just not sure.
So, I mean, I guess it all comes down to what was his goal. If his goal was to bring notoriety to HBCUs, I think he did that.
I think he did that.
Now, is it his obligation to do that his whole coaching career? I don't think so.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think so. And I also think it's going to be interesting because he didn't go to Georgia, LSU, a big like Colorado's bottom of the barrel.
Wow.
So it's going to be interesting to see if he can do it at that level where now he was never really competing against the big programs for these kids, in my opinion, because you're getting the next level of kid that doesn't go to Alabama, LSU. You're getting that level kid to come to Jackson State, which is impressive,
right?
Which is still very impressive, which is why you're beating everybody else. But now, can you get the Georgia kid to come to Colorado?
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
Oh, and that's I feel that part, and that's that I feel that. But now, what happens to Jackson State? So now, right? So
just Jackson State again.
I'm saying, right? They're not getting,
and all their commitments are probably going to go into the transfer portal, and
right. So that's a tough line, right? Because you spoke about. And again, I want to research. Let me be clear before I get slammed. I got to research this a little more. It almost comes across like you did this, and we do that. I guess that's what we do. We take certain situations to propel us to other situations. That's life, right?
And that's what Deion said.
But that's what
Deion said he sat down with the players and told them directly, I'm taking this job. And he said, fellas, you're in this position, you either get elevated or terminated. And he, basically he said that's the only two options in this job. And I got the opportunity to be elevated and I'm taking it.
He said he got a collect call from God to go to Jackson State. And to do blah, blah, blah.
Well, then he got
blah,
another
blah,
collect
blah.
call from God to go to Colorado.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing. It's like,
I still think
it
though,
almost like you pimped them a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
Here's why I don't see it that way. It's not like he was running around coaching all these places and then was like, all right, here, let me go do this, and then that's going to help me really become a coach. He had never coached before.
right, this was his opportunity.
So this is natural progression. So I mean, I think the way I think people thought he was going to stay there for life because of how he acted.
Well,
with
I thought that. How long he been there? 3 years?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I definitely thought that he would be like a what is like those coaches like at Grambling State?
Eddie Robinson?
Yeah, I definitely thought he was going to do something like that.
I don't think you're going to see those. I mean,
I didn't. I thought he would. I think he would just stop coaching before he did that.
I think like the last one of the last of them is like your Nick Sabans.
No. Well,
I'm saying like the longevity at these universities, like the turnover now is just so high. You know, I know Eddie Robinson, what he did at Grambling.
I don't know. I just. That's kind of how he was billing it, though. Some of the thing was it was like, okay, there. You know what? Listen, I'm Deion Primetime. I'm coming to Jackson State. That's big news. It's big news because here I'm a big known name, and I'm coming to this little university.
And he did what he
gave it notoriety.
You can't take the prime time out of prime time.
You know what it's like? You ever saw the movie by Martin Lawrence, Rebound?
Yeah.
That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
So you want him to be a middle school coach forever?
No, I'm just saying though. But what about those players? What about that university now? What about those recruits? What about all that? What about any of that? None of that, because Jackson State was finally getting you wanted to give notoriety to HBUs, and that you did.
Definitely,
and you did that for 2 years.
He got the one.
But what notoriety did you bring? Just the fact that they could be on a.
It can be done.
Right. What can be done?
We can get kids to come here.
They only came because of him.
So that's his problem. He's got to stay there forever.
No, I'm not saying that.
And how does that help HBCUs? It only helps Jackson State. That's it.
Right. It does. I mean, but he didn't. I mean, show that, and it shows that players will come if you have the right atmosphere. Because also what it did is it still gave other opportunities, because now other coaches with big names are going to want to coach at schools like that, so they're going to have more relevance.
So he was doing that for Jackson State, and now Colorado he's doing for him.
No, because he's still prime time. Like
he's still like. Let's not act like Deion's this.
Prime time was still high stepping interceptions at the 40.
He's not a martyr.
No, prime time was still, he was still high stepping interceptions at the 45-yard line. I think
he pimped them.
First of all, I think he did. But I mean, he showed like Travis Hunter, who was like one of the top recruits. He was supposed to go to Florida State. Flipped it to Jackson State. I mean,
So now are those players going to stay there?
No, they're not going to stay. And Jackson State's going to go back to being whatever they were before.
So really, Deion pimped them.
Okay, but
Deion brought a lot of money to that school.
I was saying, in the 3 years he was there, for the next probably the next 20 years, they're in a position they never would have been in because of Deion. So if you take these 3 years to give you 20, and then it's okay, we'll have to go from there. Jackson State's probably okay with what happened. And they knew signing Deion that this was not going to be a forever commitment. And maybe God said, only be there for 3 years and then you have to move on. We don't know how that collect call went.
That is true. No, but that's the truth, though. That is the truth. That is the truth.
But now, if like we were saying, if he goes, this is what I'm really excited to see. Like you said, Coach, too. If he can bring a program like Colorado to get these big commits to go to Colorado, and make that impact, that's going to be and open the door for him to get that next even more uncharted job because if he brings Colorado to relevance, and let's say an LSU or a Georgia is looking for a new coach, and they are able to get prime time, and he's able to get into that spot, boom, he's broken more barriers again.
Yeah,
ultimately,
I think that he was able to have the success that he was having because of who he was as like celebrity status.
But if I'm a question,
versus the type of child and children that go to a Jackson State.
you're right. But
The type of child that goes to Jackson State is a different type of child that will go to the University of Colorado.
it is, and that's
But he
why.
was also getting kids that wouldn't normally go to Jackson State to go to Jackson.
Like this kid Travis Hunter, he was
Right.
Clemson, Florida
Right.
State, all
Right.
these schools wanted him.
And he's leaving. He came for because Dion, and
right.
he's leaving.
But that's my point. Like, so can he get those same kind of kids to go to Colorado?
Right, but you brought notoriety, but you think that they'll get them level of recruits to Jackson State now?
No, but
Right.
that's
So you think they're going to get that type of level of football player to Jackson State now?
No.
Then what the hell did you do? What did you do? But you know what? Disguise. So we talked about perception. What did you really do? And again, I want to do more research. And I'm just speaking off cuff right now.
So
What did you really do other than everything that was about you?
So if he put the school financially, like Randy said, in a place,
How? I mean, how did he do that? But attendance and stuff like that.
I'm
attendance,
sure they
apparel.
TV.
donations, sponsors,
Right.
all that stuff.
Because I bet you
sure.
they did. I bet you they signed 5 and 10-year contracts
There's no
because of
question.
Dion. That those companies or those sponsors still have to honor that they never would have gotten before. So now Jackson State has better.
Well, if they're smart, I mean, I bet you they probably had that with that clause that, listen, if Dion leaves, then
Yeah.
'cause who's covering Jackson State now? Does Jackson State still stay on TV? They probably will.
They weren't even on TV.
They still weren't on.
They
TV.
still weren't on TV.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not saying that he didn't do any good. I can't say that. I'm just saying that, you know what.
But this is still what he had to do. If the ultimate goal for him is he wants to say, and one day I want to be the head coach of a major program like Alabama, and I want to lead. I want you to see prime time in the spotlight and show it can be done.
So what
It can be done.
That a black coach can get it done.
It still has to be done. I mean, that's not. I mean, there's still doubt. If there wasn't doubt, why is there not more black coaches?
Well, I mean, but that's it's bigger than just the black coach.
No, it's not. But it's still. So
no,
you
it's
so
not
you
bigger-
can't.
You said no, it's not bigger
No,
than the.
no,
than
I'm
the
saying
coach?
it is.
Oh,
No, it
okay.
is. I'm sorry. I had the wrong. But I'm saying is, you still can't. You can't knock Dion for even though he has a.
No, I can't. No, but you know what? I have similar feelings to. I have similar feelings to Kaepernick a little bit, so I'm not going there.
Okay.
I'm not. But that's what I'm saying. I have to do more research. I have to do more
Okay,
research.
but I still think
more
ultimately at the
learning.
end of the day, I think Dion is doing a great thing in general. I think he's doing a great thing, and
I do.
think,
I'm not. I guess bringing notoriety to a school that normally wouldn't get it.
and he's going to Colorado, which is a very interesting demographic out in that area. So, and I think so. So it is a strategic move for him to go out to a Colorado school and say in a school like Colorado and say, "Can I make the changes out here?" So, and like Coach said, it's not a major school. I mean, they play. What I think they play in the. What are they? Oh, gee.
Big 12.
Yeah,
Maybe they're Mountain West, Big 12. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But it's a good move, and I think, like you said, Coach, if he gets like the Georgia recruit to switch and come to Colorado, that's where it's going to.
Well, he will. I mean,
he absolutely.
Right, he's done that already. He's shown that.
I give them a year before. I give them 2 years before they're back in like the top 25, and they're a competitive program. And if he's,
But here's the difference, though. Here's why I don't know if I agree with that, because at Jackson State he wasn't competing with
right.
Alabama and Georgia. He was competing with other HBCUs. So to go 12-0, 13-0, whatever they did, it's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but to be in the top 25, that means you're competing with Texas, Kansas State. You're competing with all of these schools so when you get that one prize recruit that was supposed to go to Alabama to go to Jackson State, you're infinitely better.
Period.
Like just one kid, you're infinitely better.
Oh yeah,
Period.
yeah.
But now if you get that one kid to go to Alabama to go to Colorado,
It's impressive, but you're right. Because that one kid,
you still need 12, 15, 17 more guys.
You still need
that one
so
kid.
I think that's going to be the real test is can you build the whole program? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm also interested to see what his son does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. That's true. So,
Well, we'll see.
we shall see. We shall see.
We'll see.
So what? I know, like I said, I know we got a little bit of a shortened show today. So, what's your thoughts on the Eagles today? I know you're a huge Eagles fan, Jay.
No, see, this is the thing. You know why? Do you know why I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts?
Why?
Because so many of y'all was rooting against him.
Yeah, they were, and they still do. It's ridiculous.
Why do you think that is?
Well,
No, but I saw that from the beginning, though.
I don't think there's so many still rooting against him.
There's still. I would say there's still a good crowd
Big majority.
that doesn't.
I definitely can't say majority. I can't say big. I can't say. I think.
Okay, so let's say 10 Eagles fans. Let's say 10 Eagles fans.
10 Eagles fans.
That's just
One.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm saying
I'm going to say 3 to 4.
Five?
I'm going to say 3 to 4 are still. I still think you. Okay, so let's say 10. I still think you have at least 3.
You're talking to crazy people.
Listen, man. I know. Listen, I still say I love it when he succeeds because, like I'm saying, I love it because I'm. But listen, I would say 3 to 4 out of those 10 are still on the fence.
On the fence about what? Him being what? Him being a Hall of Famer?
the arm strength, the fact that he has to use his legs to make plays.
Yeah.
Right. See, but do you understand? Like, do you understand when you look at that? Do you even understand, like, kind of like even those statements where it's rooted at? Can you even see that? Because now, if Rodgers does the same thing, nobody's holding an attribute against him. Like, I don't understand that.
So Patrick Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's biracial, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody comments on that because it's the.
He doesn't run like Hurts runs.
He doesn't run like Hurts runs.
I mean, he uses. He
saying.
uses his legs. I mean, his arm has done it, but it's like you said, the perspective is a little different.
I'm trying to tell you what it's rooted in, and it's because of what he came after. See, he came after Wentz.
Yeah,
and Wentz was, you know what I'm saying, he was that guy for a lot of people. For whatever, good, bad, or indifferent. He had a good moment. I would be one to say that I believe Hurts' moment is bigger than Wentz's.
Well, what moment has Hurts had so far? I mean, I'm not even just saying this and this is not I'm saying if you tell me, like, in the moment, like, Jalen Hurts has had a very good start to his career, but he hasn't.
Carson Wentz was 11-3.
Correct.
Jalen Hurts is 10-1.
Correct.
Okay, you can't say Carson Wentz got the Super Bowl done because he didn't. Foles did. Foles finished the job. Okay, so at 11-3 when he got injured, you didn't know that you were winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
You didn't know anything.
Right.
Okay, but when he won the Super Bowl, he got much notoriety more than Foles.
So let's say hypothetically. So let's say. Go ahead.
But I think of the 11-3, I think what happened when he got hurt, he was the clear front runner for the MVP, right?
Just like Hurts right now.
Well, see, he's not the clear front runner. I think he is. I think he should be MVP of the league.
I don't think he was clear cut runner though, but he had a strong.
I mean, it was
very strong.
I'd say 70%.
Yeah,
I think it's the same for Hurts. I think Hurts is very strong. I mean,
okay, so that I think is the difference. So now if Hurts doesn't get hurt, and I hope he doesn't get hurt, I don't like anybody gets hurt, and they don't win the Super Bowl, which I think is going to be tough for them to do. Just whatever. Yeah. What's the narrative? Like, that changes the whole narrative. And even though, and I agree, Carson had nothing to do with
it.
But it's just how the season ends. So it's just your perspective on this is a Super Bowl team, and I know you don't agree with this. He had a ton to do with where they finished to get. If they don't have all those home games, if they don't have that, they don't win the Super Bowl.
Okay,
it lined up perfectly for them, and he had a ton to do with that.
He was 11-3 though, but we talking about just.
But what I'm saying, but okay, I understand. But when you're saying that, I think, right? If you want to say anything, I'll say they both are equal right now in what they've done.
in that one season.
I would say if we're gonna say that like 10-1, 11-3, I say they're equal to what
I'm going to
they've done.
say over career. The fact that you could argue the fact that they are equal. Hold on, is that's what I'm saying. And that's the reason why I keep saying it, because again, I really want to curse, but what the heck did Carson Wentz really do?
Well, you can't say it. What the hell has Jalen Hurts done?
Right.
They're 10-1.
Exactly. So why are they not supporting the brother?
And this is where I think I really don't.
That's the
Well,
point.
no, but I'm saying, but that's where,
my
but
point.
but your original question was that he's done more than Carson when you
He
can't.
has done more than.
But no, at this point, I think that they've actually kind of washed each other out. I think they're even.
Nah, I don't think so. I
would say they're even with.
I think that Hurts, what he did last year was tremendous. He took a team that was destined for failure and made it successful.
Okay, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. The year that Carson Wentz had 0 weapons, he also was the first quarterback to have 4 receivers over 500 yards like that receiving. So, I mean, he took nothing and brought them to the playoffs. So if you want to say what has he done with the team that wasn't having any expectations, that's why I say right now they're awash with Jalen Hurts trending past Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question.
Wait, hold up. That Carson's, let me just respond to that, Marcus. That Carson's Wentz team didn't have no expectations?
No, their receiving core was horrendous.
No. I'm asking you, when we went into the season, they had no expectations?
No.
Okay.
No expectations.
All right, I'm going.
They didn't.
No. Listen, it's all good.
They
You know
didn't.
I'm a researcher, and I know they did, but that's fine. But let's research. They had more expectation than last year's team that had 0 with a new coach. Talking about systems and flowers.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
0.
But he still hasn't done more than Carson has done or did. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think they washed
Absolutely
each
has
other.
done more than what Carson
Okay,
done.
but I think they've washed each other out, and Jalen is trending past Carson, and that's
Trending past Carson.
Yes.
The fuck did Carson do, man? What did he do?
But you're trying to say, Jalen hasn't done anything.
That's my point. That's my sole point. That's my point right there. Why do you prop him up?
I'm not propping him up.
Why
I just
is
said
Carson so propped up?
they're not propped up. I
He
just said
is propped up.
because you still
man.
got to give the man his flowers.
Right. No, you got him propped up above Jalen.
No, I did not just say. No,
you
what
don't
did I just
even
say, Coach?
You don't even realize it,
Coach. What did I just say?
you didn't say that.
Not right. So
you didn't say that, but you
so don't
said
put-
that he's trending past Carson. See,
Right.
it's the
So
language.
he's saying
When
if everything ends today, they're even. But he's saying it doesn't end today, so he's going to pass him.
Right. I'm saying he's right here with him going like this, like waving the Carson in the back. He's trending past him. So you don't like when I put words in your mouth. Don't put them in my mouth.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. When you said trending past,
Yes.
he is trending past. That means that they're either equal or Carson's above. When somebody's trending past.
Right.
Okay. And trending, you know what I'm saying, can mean that, okay, he's lower, but he's starting to.
Okay, now
I'm just saying what trending means, though.
Yeah, right.
I'm going by trending. I'm
Right.
a language.
But I'm
okay.
saying, but when you're trending,
When somebody's trending, that means that somebody's here, and this one, there's an upward trajectory.
Or what did you say, though, first, though? They could be equal, which is what he said. He said the whole time.
Listen.
That's a great question. I'm going to post that poll.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, who has done more for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz? That's going to be the question of the day.
The front runner,
Yeah,
New Jersey.
front running New Jersey.
Question of
Listen,
the
I know
day.
we got to. Okay, it
Hurts
is.
has.
Okay, and I agree.
Hurts has.
I agree right
Hurts.
now. But
I
right
would
now-
even say Foles did more.
Oh, but what? Well, that's a whole nother story. Okay,
I know.
you know what? And I'll throw that in there. Or C,
Carson has.
Well, then if you're going to put Foles, then Foles has done more than
Foles
Hurts.
has done more than Hurts and
If you're going to
Carson.
say that.
Right.
If you're putting
okay.
Foles, if you're going to say Foles.
Okay,
Okay.
so
And he's
I'm going to
done
say
more
ranked. Oh, here's
Okay.
the. This is going to be the front runner New Jersey.
I'm okay with that. You know why? Because he got it done in the playoffs.
Here it is.
He got it done in the playoffs.
Okay, and when Jalen gets it done in the playoffs, then we can come back
All
and talk.
Jalen has to do is win one game.
Okay, and he hasn't done that yet.
That's it.
He hasn't done it yet.
That's it.
He
That's
hasn't
all.
done it yet.
Right. But once he does,
Okay,
right. That's
right.
all. But
You're
all
right.
he has to do is do one game.
You're right.
One game. Because Carson, what?
He did not win any
You
playoff
thought he
games.
did, though. You thought he
I
did, though.
You're right. You're right. Now, so the front runner New Jersey question of the day is going to be, if you had to rank the quarterbacks right now for what they did for the Eagles, give me these three: Carson, Jalen, Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles will be the winner. Absolutely. But then it'll be interesting to see what 2 and 3 is. So with that said, I know we got to wrap up the show, but it was a good quick one. So real quick, Coach, give me a prediction for the game today.
I think today's a loss. I think
I kind of feel that way
I think
too.
it's like a 24-21, something like that loss.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be tough with facing Derrick Henry. He's a beast. Jay?
I just don't. They got to lose sometime. They got to lose games.
24-17, Eagles.
Victory? Okay. All right.
Let's go.
I think it's going to be I think I'm going to do a 23-21 win. And Jalen Hurts is going to continue trending past Carson Wentz with a late drive of the game.
Sure.
So, see, look at that. I'm taking a page out of Jay's book there.
No, I'm just saying.
With that said, too, I'm
just
excited.
saying.
James Harden's supposed to be back on the court tomorrow night for the
is he?
Sixers.
Okay, that's good.
That's what they say.
I don't know if
Understand.
I'm excited about that.
I mean,
They've been playing well.
they have.
I'm going to give Doc credit.
They have. They definitely
Give Doc
have.
credit.
They definitely have.
Wow.
But I think
Wow.
real
Breaking
quick,
news,
my last thought. I think he coaches better when he doesn't have stars because he actually coaches. I don't think he just lets them play.
There's another good front runner question.
Yeah,
that
okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. I got to process that a little bit. But let me ask you a question though, and this is it. We got to get out of here. I want to say this. People undervalue PJ Tucker because he doesn't score.
In the regular season, they undervalue him. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. He does all the little things.
You gotta make a shot though.
He does have to
You
make a
gotta
shot.
you can't shoot it.
does.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You're right. But I mean,
But if you look at the line, he does
But I
do
mean-
he does do some dirty work.
But he does all the little.
But the good thing about him is, I agree. I 100% agree.
You know what I'm saying?
100% agree. And the good thing is, he's not going 0 for 7, 0 for 8. He's only taking 1 shot, 2 shots, so he's not killing you. It's not like he's like you're getting 0 from him off. He's just not doing anything, so it's fine.
But listen, does he command more defense than Ben Simmons? Because they not playing off of him like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons, they wasn't playing no D on Ben.
none.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyway.
All right. Well, listen. With that said, it was actually a short, great show today. Once again, we appreciate it. Look out for the Front Runner New Jersey question of the day. FrontRunnerNewJersey.com. Again, one of our sponsors. Go check them out. They do some really great work. I know we shared a couple of their most recent events that they have, but keep a look out for them.
And they got an event this Thursday in Millville.
Okay.
It's a
Is that the small business event?
Small Business Entrepreneur Expo. So please be sure to, kind of look at our page, but also look at the Front Runner New Jersey page for more details. I'm hearing that was an extravagant event last time, and I'm sure it's going to be this time. All the small business owners, and the key to business is networking.
Yes.
And I mean, these network mixers, and they got food there too. There's nothing better than having food and conversation and networking about your business. Doesn't get better than that. So please make sure that you join, Front Runner New Jersey's Small Business Expo on December 8th in Millville. I believe it starts at 6 o'clock. I think it's like 6 o'clock or something like that. And I might even be there myself. I don't know. I'm supposed to have.
Okay.
I'm supposed to have 8th grade orientation that night, so I don't know. But I think we'll send some Four Walls representatives or something. So, but yeah, that's what I want to say.
Sounds good. And once again, for Jay, for Coach, we appreciate you guys watching. Catch us again on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate you guys watching. Catch you next time.